Hi everyone, привіт усім. Welcome to Nina, Ukraina. We have Eric from Chicago with us. Today you're gonna listen to 4 old Ukrainian songs. Чорні брови, карі очі, Червона Рута, Квітка Душа і ще одна пісня, яку я не хочу називати, тому що хочу, щоб Ерік сам гадав, що це за пісня, а ви бачите цю назву на екрані.
My hair is trying to get away from my head. I think I'm ready. Okay.
Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself.
We
don't know you at all.
I understand. I hardly know myself.
You're 55.
I just reached 55 this year. Yeah, I'm from Chicago. I spent 36 years of my life there, and then part of it in Detroit, and a total of about 14 years here in Ohio, with Detroit in between part of the time.
What are your hobbies?
Well, let's see. Music listening. I'm also a guitarist. I'm also into ham radio, or shortwave radio as I was presenting to you earlier, which I started listening to during the Cold War era, late 70s. Let's see, other hobbies, reading, literature.
Your favorite book?
Ooh, I just read one that could be a contender. It's called Spycatcher by Peter Wright. Pretty amazing book about the MI6 world of spies and
That's why you mentioned The Spy before, maybe you were under influence of that book.
The spy world is definitely one of my favorite interests, and I actually devoted a Facebook account to my interests. I do believe that a few spies have followed my Facebook page.
Maybe there will be more Ukrainian spies after the set of these videos.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we might, who knows?
Yes! Dark brows, brown eyes. If you could read that, it's a very beautiful song about a love of man to a woman.
Okay. Oh, dark brows, oh, brown eyes, dark like the night, bright like the day. Oh, eyes, those maiden eyes, where have you learned so to mislead people? You are not here, yet you are present. You shine in my soul like 2 bright stars. Are you then filled with some kind of potion, or maybe truly you're some sorceress? Oh, dark brows, you lines of silk, all but with you I am so in love. Oh, brown eyes, those maiden eyes, all but on you I would gaze upon. Oh, dark brows, oh, brown eyes, frightening it is to gaze on you always. You'll not be sleeping the day nor the night. Always we're thinking, dear eyes, but of you.
Old style, kind of romantic, right?
Yeah, it actually reminds me of poetry from the Romantic period of England. You know, like the pre-Raphaelite. It's an era of poetic history in England and the British Isles that had this sort of more loose and flowing language.
Ready to listen to it?
Yes, I would love to. was gorgeous.
How do you call this type of voice?
His voice is operatic in quality. I would consider that more of a folk song of a
Yeah, it is
sort.
folk song, yeah.
That was absolutely beautiful in the video. Stunning. Do you happen to know what year that was?
I think it was here in the name. No, it's not written here.
Oh, well, being in color, it's probably from the late 60s. Be my guess anyway.
Якщо ви знаєте, якого року роблений цей відеозапис, напишіть, будь ласка, у коментарях. Тоді Ерік і я дізнаємося про це. А я там, you know, my audience, they know everything, so I know you guys are very smart and I want to learn from you. So thank you for commenting down below. We're gonna move to the next song, which is Червона Рута, and that is being performed by three amazing Ukrainian singers, Zінкевич, Яремчук, and Івасюк. The Red Flower. You can read it to us.
The red flower, confess to me where you get those charms. Every day without you makes me a prisoner of sadness. Maybe somewhere in woods you sought magic herbs. You found the sun gold, Ruta, and put me under a spell. Do not seek the red flower in the evenings. You're the only one I have, believe me. For you, beauty is crystal clear water in the rushing water of the blue mountains. I see you in dreams along the forgotten paths. You come to me in green fields, and you don't need to bring me the flower of hope, for already long ago you entered my dreams.
Another romantic.
Yeah, that has even more modern qualities to it, more like 20th century.
And the recording here is black and white, and I think it's a unique recording. Якщо ви знаєте, якого року був зроблений цей запис, напишіть внизу, бо я також цього не знаю. That's one of most famous Ukrainian songs, actually.
Really? Okay.
Serious audience.
Yeah, European audiences tended to be,
Serious.
Yeah. This also appears to be from the mid-60s.
Mid-60s?
Yeah, or maybe 67.
67? 1967 рік, так чи ні?
Might be about right, I'm guessing.
That was more cheerful than the previous one, right?
Oh yeah, that was also an interesting, you know, when I hear music like that, I can almost pinpoint the fact that it's either from the Soviet Union or one of the countries of what was the Soviet Union. There's something about the scale usage and the composition that is
unique
uniquely
to that region.
Yeah, it does have a sound to it that's hard to pinpoint. It's like a combination of melancholy with hope.
So the next one, I also think it's very melancholic, beautiful, hope. And this singer has beautiful voice, so it's female singer now, Ніна Матвієнко. Her name is same as my name.
Oh, is that how you spell it?
Yeah, and Nina, so the English version like this. Just H instead of N.
Oh, right, I see.
Yeah, and this is the lyrics if you could read for us.
Kvitka's soul. Oh, it's not a star in heaven that has sparkled, for it's on the earth that the flower has bloomed. There, where the grass is like the green silk, morning has come, but the flower was not found. Oh, it has bloomed, but not the lovely flower. Oh, it's the soul that had sought fortune. Kvitka, a soul delicate and alive, the wind had heard and had brought us her words. Spring and winter grant God, faith and strength grant God, good fortune to all grant God. Oh, where the spring has undone her braids, Kvitka has bloomed and did not fall apart. Hopes and dreams are the green grass. Only the soul is in bloom and alive. This is fantastic. Thank you for presenting me to these.
You like this? The words here?
Sheer poetry set to music.
Text, I mean, I love this. It's like open to interpretations, you know, and you can understand it in your own way. But this one I feel is empowering, you know. Yeah,
there are some metaphorical statements that could represent something more than just what you're literally reading and interpreting. It could have to do with the awakening of an era.
And this is like Kvitka could be like Ukraine, you know, Kvitka has bloomed and did not fall apart. Hopes and dreams are the green grass.
Yeah, you could expand that thought to a whole nation.
Yeah, it's a performance by Ніна Матвієнко. 2006. This is 2006.
Yeah. Not too long ago, really.
She was also one of the artists with Kvitka Tsisek, which was singing earlier.
Oh, she was on the left side.
On the left side, yeah.
I thought I recognized her, yeah.
Her voice.
Як зелений шов край.
That's reminiscent of the more recent era of pop songs I would hear on Radio Ukraine International. That's the kind of song typically that Radio Ukraine International would play. Great example of modern pop.
So you think modern pop should be more like that?
I do.
Cool. Modern pop should be more like that. The next song you have to guess. I bet you have heard it.
Okay. You think I've heard it, huh?
I think so.
Do you? All right.
Not today. Before today.
I see. Oh. That's Carol of the Bells, isn't it?
Yes.
I know that's Ukrainian.
So you know that. That's cool.
Yes. Yeah, and I've actually heard it in the native language.
Oh, you've heard it in Ukrainian before?
Yes. Fantastic. It's one of my all-time favorites from the Christmas. Oh, definitely. Yes, this is absolutely amazing. One of the best performances of that I've ever heard.
Oh.
How do you pronounce this, by the way?
Shchedryk.
Shchedryk.
Yeah, Shchedryk.
Shchedryk. Okay. Bountiful Evening is a Ukrainian...
Shchedryka.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. I was just testing you. Or a New Year's song known in English as The Little Swallow. Now, I've always heard it called Carol of the Bells, which they mention here.
Yeah.
It was arranged by composer and teacher Mykola Leontovich.
Mykola Leontovich, yeah.
In 1916, it tells the story of a swallow flying into a household to sing of wealth that will come with the following spring. Shchedryk was originally sung on the night of January 13, New Year's Eve in the Julian Calendar, December 31st Old Style, which is Shchedry Vechir?
Shchedry Vechir, yeah.
Vechir?
Evening, Vechir.
Okay. Early performances of the piece were made by students at Kiev University. Shchedryk was later adapted as an English Christmas carol, Carol of the Bells, by Peter J. Wolowski, following a performance of the original song by Alexander Koshet's Ukrainian National Chorus at Carnegie Hall on October 5, 1921. Wolowski copyrighted and published his new lyrics, which were not based on the Ukrainian lyrics, in 1936, and the song became popular in the United States and Canada, where it became strongly associated with Christmas. And then the lyrics. Shchedryk, Shchedryk, Shchedryvka, New Year's Carol, a little swallow flew into the household and started to twitter.
Twitter? Oh my gosh, I don't know what translation is.
Oh, you know? Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. To summon the master. Come out, O master of the households. Look at the sheep pen. There the ewes have weaned, and the lambskins have been born. Your goods, livestock, are great. You will have a lot of money by selling them. If not money, then chaff from all the grain you will harvest. You have a dark-eyed, browed, beautiful wife. Shchedryk, Shchedryk, Shchedryvka, a little swallow flew. Well, didn't know the story actually behind the original lyric, and the rewrite is definitely completely different.
More like Christmas related words. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with bells being the center of attention for ringing in the new Christmas season. and the New Year. It's rather simplistic in the meaning. It has no depth like this does. This is an actual story. You mentioned Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, that's a word a lot of people don't even use anymore. But the twittering of birds is, I guess, goes back to the old phrase, "A little bird told me." In other words, I heard from somewhere, the voice of something from somewhere.
I mean, now Twitter is used as an app, right?
Exactly.
Not anymore that word.
Right, yeah. And a bird is their logo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. How old were you? Do you remember when you heard it first?
Oh, I was a child. I would say 2 years old.
And like every Christmas you would hear it?
And this has always been one of my favorites. Musically, it has a mysterious, atmospheric quality about it that a lot of Christmas songs don't have.
Not like just happy or just more like, no, just something interesting is going to happen.
Yes, it has an anticipatory feeling about it, like an event is about to take place. And I think probably they were trying to use the anticipation of Christ's birth in the Christmas version of it, if that makes sense.
You've listened to 4 songs, one about black eyebrows and eyes, then Red Flower by 3 men performing, then Flower Soul by Ніна Матвієнко, and then Shchedryk. So 4 Ukrainian songs which are like older songs, and nowadays unfortunately there are fewer and fewer songs like this. It's, I think, in many cultures, unfortunately, this is more type of stuff that was produced in 50, 30 years ago.
Yeah, and even more than that sometimes.
Another interesting fact is Ukrainian language is often compared to nightingale language, because like nightingale singing is so pretty that it's like Ukrainian language is as pretty as nightingale singing.
Yeah, right. Well, I love this.
I'm glad you liked my selection. I tried to.
I do, yeah. Very much so.
I think, like, for one side, yes, we have to preserve what we have, but sometimes maybe, yes, to appeal to wider audience, maybe not to completely try to mimic something like some, hip-hop style and try to do exactly the same, but maybe take some modern vibes and combine it with, old stuff, and sometimes, in the combination of the two, some interesting...
Boy, I love what you just said. Actually, that's the challenge now. If you're outside the U.S., and the U.S. has too much influence, and if you're trying to preserve but still advance your musical culture, you do have to almost cut off the influences from a place like this and just see how far you can advance what was already there to begin with. That's an interesting challenge, actually.
And those things that I've selected, I think they have that aspect.
Oh, yes, I believe everything you say about that, because you haven't been wrong yet. This has been fascinating, actually.
Thank you so much. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to hit a like button and leave a comment. How did you like that? How did it make you feel? And what was your favorite song out of those 4 songs, Ukrainian songs that we listened to? I'm really curious about that. Ми побачимося з вами у наступних відео. Thank you so much. Дякую. Thank you. Дякую.
Thank you, Nina.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Не хворійте, все буде добре. Ваша Ніна Україна. Па-па.
Well,